Good morning. Today we're going to discuss about crowdfundings. Are you familiar with crowdfundings? There's many type of crowdfundings that we're going to discuss today. For detail, let's take a look at the slide.
Our discussion based on my article titled Crowdfunding in Digital Humanities, Some Evidence from Indonesian Social Enterprise. It's published by Aslip Journal of Information Management in 2020, volume 72, number 2, page 287 to 303. The study attempt to explore how social enterprise in digital humanity which attempt to adopt crowdfunding. Specifically, the study will investigate the mission drifting, the risk sharing, and human resource practice in the observed organizations. Before we go into deep analysis and discussions, let's take a look at some literature, especially to discuss about the concept. The first concept we're going to discuss about what is digital humanities. During the early works, digital humanities referred to the technical support to the work of humanities scholars. It looked like library and source of informations, which then become an umbrella term for various set of practice that concerns combination of digital and humanities. So digital here is a science or works and anything about human studies. And then digital humanity represents a different set of values which refer different ideology. So it's not only one issue, but there's also dispute over those values. Hence, the balance between technology and humanistic inquiry has become essential issue or become central for digital humanities degree. So this is the thing that we're going to explore some more. Second one, we're going to discuss about crowdfunding. What is crowdfunding? Crowdfunding is at the previous discussion, we already discussed about crowdfunding, but I would like to highlight some more that crowdfunding practice is a way to develop ventures activities through fundraising. So the ideal is a fundraising through the internet. Then the process involves group of people pooling more money via the internet to support the projects. It's not only money, but also some resources. And then the financial contribution consists of various types, including lendings, equity, reward, donation, and so on. Hence, what is social enterprise? Social enterprise is part of third sector, which attempt to address social problem by involving economic actors and enabling technology. Hence, the idea of using crowdfunding to finance digital humanity has become popular, but some librarians raise a question whether the shifting fund orientation can sustain for long term. So it means that the idea to promote humanity is a part of social enterprise works. It's the goal is the social purposes. And then the social purposes. We talk about social innovation actually. That's the initiative of social innovations through publishing the work mission statement of the organizations is essential for legitimacy. So when we talk about organization with as a social mission and then claim they are as a social enterprise, it is essential to publish their mission statements for legitimacy and accountability purpose, especially for the stakeholder supports. Then the locus of innovation spring from the collective learning within the social system that's demonstrate interaction between various stakeholder, different actors operating between the social networks. And then this is part of mutual learning. Then we will later we'll talk about risk because do business for social purpose also bring potential disruptions, especially risk. And even when we talk about crowdfunding also involve risk that's occur when one or more platform collapse. That's commonly happens. There are also a danger of the crowdfunding from shifting to a traditional investment model to the modern ones, especially when they rely on interest or equity returns. When the purpose is social, then the question is What about the interests? Lack of regulation for equity crowdfunding might not allow online access to angel investors, but also offer little differentiation with existing microfinance. So there's a institutional context. And then the last issue we're going to highlight about creative worker. Of course, when we talk about social network, crowdfundings, especially when we adopt those things, the internet things, for social purposes or uh, digital humanity, humanitarian projects, and then it is essential to hire creative works, but it's often a lack of funding to pay the professional one because this is a charity or social purposes. So the problem, the common issue is a lack of funding to pay the professional ones. Then they might rely on volunteerism. So it's no more professional. But that's happened with the previous studies. The personal team help the firm through a better knowledge. So this is the idea. Then the so from anything, from the content, build a model, and so on. Then there's pre-implication on how organizations incorporate internet technology to interact with internal and external stakeholders. Okay, we turn to research questions. So the study aim to explore how does social enterprise shape its social missions in different type of crowdfunding. Okay, social mission is means mission drifting, so they change the purpose, yeah, because they involve various stakeholders. Then secondly, how does crowdfunding help social enterprise manage economic risk? It is about risk that we already discussed. And then what's the role of professional staff, the creative ones in social enterprise when they adopt crowdfunding? This research are conducted in Indonesia. Then we take a look at crowdfunding set. It's established in 2010. It's already 2020. Most of them are inactive. That's why we choose qualitative methods to identify some case study for who still survive over the last 5 years. So that's the reason why we do qualitative one. So we involve 5 participants, 2 founders, 3 managers. We visiting their office, co-working space, and the type of crowdfunding: donation, rewards, donation, and equity. This is our findings. The first findings we come with a preposition ones. We call that one social mission drifting. Adopting crowdfunding platform encourage social enterprise to reshape the social mission with more responsive to action to market competitions. So social enterprise with social missions to promote digital humanities will be able to seize the opportunity by more responsive to actions, and then it may change the missions. For example, first organizations indicate that the stakeholder play pivotal role in shaping the organization purpose through social networks. Secondly, second organization also which concern on reward-based crowdfundings, who concern on producing book and workshop, also feel the same issue. So when they involve many stakeholders, especially those who provide some money or even the customer, they tend to be adaptive. And then many cases that become social missions. Or establish another organizations to meet the demands. One case is a newspaper called Trubus. That's one of our case. You can see that Trubus is a magazines that attempt to promote innovation for farmers. Many others in Bali and also in Sulawesi, they talk about the local culture or even the ancient plants. Secondly, risk. crowdfunding allows social enterprise to share the risk with the stakeholders. So when the social enterprise rely on crowdfundings, they will like to share the risk with the stakeholder, the investor, the donor, and so on. So mm, they attempt to fostering the social impact of digital humanities. But when they involve, there will be risk. Risk can be they cannot find fundings or the brand credibility also. For example, four respondents argued that the platform allowed him to extend the digitalization to the local culture by offering opportunity for volunteers to explore the local history around the Maluku Islands. Of course, the journey to get the trust from funding so it's a every organization different way, and this also become risk. And some organizations close because they cannot find funding. The third is worker, creative workers. Crowdfunding stimulates social enterprise to hire professional worker with flexibility, flexible works. So that's the idea. And then for uh, digital humanity, hiring professional staff help creative ventures to achieve quick performance. But the long-term performance account for changing organization culture, which is different from the traditional non-profit ones. They might establish another organization under the non-profit ones, uh, which focus on profits to support their social activities. Okay, this study, this indicate that social entrepreneurs do not seek to create substantial agreement, but rather sought on compassion for others with a specific initiative. On the contrary, the study show that how crowdfunding has reshaped the ways how social enterprise become more responsive to the social change by allowing the impact investment to share the risk. The results indicate that critical donors play a pivotal role in supporting the social enterprise by encouraging them to generate more social innovation. So every organization have their own purposes, and then we meet. There will be planned missions, and they have the same purpose. They will go together, and if they have a different purposes, they may separate and find another different way. Okay, thank you for discussion. We will take a look more details at ULS.